Hello, I am Muhammed Ümit TAVUS, and I'm a second year CS student from Bilkent University. Today I'm going to make a presentation about my Physics 101 project. The topic of my project is motion in inclined plane, and the objective of this experiment to find the relation between the angle of inclination and acceleration of the object moving along the inclined plane. The theory of the experiment goes as follows. After collecting the measurement of the time taken of the object moving along the inclined plane at different angles, the displacement of the object, which is basically the length of the inclined plane, those data will be used in equation 1 to calculate the final velocity. But in this equation, the initial velocity is always zero, as the object will be released at rest. Then, the calculated final velocity will be used in equation 2 to calculate the acceleration of the object. Here is the list of the equipment used for conducting this experiment, with the given absolute uncertainties of the measurement tools. And here is the experiment setup. First of all, I arranged the plane at an angle of inclination of 10 degrees by measuring the angle with the protractor, which is embedded on the plane. Then I take the plastic ball, which is the object of the experiment, and I released it at the top of the plane. But as you can see from this picture, there is a line drawn, and I always paid attention to release the ball right behind of this line to ensure that the releasing position of the ball never changed throughout the experiment. I also put a box at the end of the plane as an obstacle to prevent the ball moving far, and also when the ball hits that box, it makes a sound. Therefore, this sound makes me detect the moment when the ball reached at the end of the plane. So as soon as I released the ball, I started the stopwatch immediately. Then I followed the ball during its motion, and when I heard the sound when the ball hits the box, I stopped the stopwatch immediately as well. Therefore, I measured the time taken of the ball completes its motion along the inclined plane. I made 5 trials and took the mean value of those trials to maintain a consistency on my measurements. Moreover, I performed the same process for 5 different angles totally, which are 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 degrees. After finishing the time taken measurements, I measured the length of the inclined plane with a measuring tape, and I made the calculations to find acceleration of the ball at 5 angles of inclination, and recorded on those data on that table. And lastly, I plot the graph based on this table. Here in this graph, as you can see, the slope equation is given on it, and the slope is around 0.30, and it's a positive value. So it shows that there is a positive correlation between the angle of inclination and acceleration of the ball, which means if the angle of inclination increases, the acceleration of the ball increases as well, or vice versa.